I almost ruined my brother's startup, and he's about to find out. Okay, so this is gonna sound crazy, but I really need to get this off my chest before I explode. I've been sitting on this for about 2 weeks, and the weight of it is honestly crushing me. So here's the deal. I accidentally destroyed my brother's business. Like, ruined it. And I know that sounds like some overdramatic BS, but I swear to God, it's true. And he's about to find out. I have no idea how I'm gonna face him when it happens. So I guess I'll start from the beginning and try to explain how all this went down. For some context, my brother, let's call him Jake, has been working on this startup for the last 5 years. It's been his entire life. I've always known how much he cares about it, how much he's sacrificed. The guy literally sleeps on his couch at the office, sometimes just to make sure things run smoothly. He's one of those obsessive types who doesn't trust anyone else to handle things unless he's 100% sure it'll get done right. Now, I've always thought of myself as pretty tech-savvy, at least compared to the average person. I'm not a coder or anything, but I know my way around a system, and I've helped out with some stuff for Jake in the past. He's always been super critical of anything I do, though. Like, no matter how hard I try, he always acts like I'm gonna mess things up. He's a perfectionist, and honestly, it's exhausting. Every time I ask if I can help out with anything, it's like I'm just annoying him. This time, I really thought I could do it. He's been under so much stress lately. Things have been tight with the business, and I wanted to do something nice for him. So I figured, hey, why not try to fix the server issues he's been complaining about? The guy been dealing with server problems for weeks, and I know he's been struggling to keep everything together while working on new stuff for the platform. So here, where I completely screwed up. I went into the system thinking I knew exactly what I was doing. I've been reading a lot about server stuff lately, and I was feeling confident. The thing is, Jake has this super complicated setup. It's not like some small-time server farm or something you can just reboot and hope for the best. It's this huge network, and I thought I understood how it all worked. But I was wrong. So wrong. I started changing configurations, thinking I was improving them. And boom, the whole damn thing went down. Like, not just a little glitch. No, the whole system crashed. I mean everything. All of the data was gone, the client-facing platform went dark, and the servers just stopped. It was like watching the entire business I've heard him talk about for years just collapse in front of me. I freaked out. Like, literally, I've never been so scared in my life. I tried everything I could think of to fix it. I tried rebooting, checking the logs, praying to any higher power that would listen. But nothing worked. The system was fried, and I had no idea how to get it back up. So, after hours of trying to fix it myself, I did the only thing I could think of. I called one of Jake's IT friends who worked on the original system setup. This guy, let's call him Matt, was not exactly what I would call helpful when I'd asked him for advice before. He's a bit of a know-it-all, and honestly, Jake always seemed to treat him like a little god when it came to tech stuff. But I had no choice. I called him up, explained the situation, and asked if he could come in and help me get things back online. He wasn't thrilled, but agreed to come over. I was praying, like seriously praying, that Matt would be able to fix this. But as soon as he got there and started poking around, I could tell he was pissed. He didn't say much, just muttered about amateur mistakes under his breath. I wanted to scream, but I kept it together. I just kept thinking Jake can't find out about this. If he does, I'm finished. Matt spent hours trying to figure out what I'd done. He started with the server, then moved on to the network, and finally got to the point where I thought he was actually going to make things better. And for a moment, I thought he was going to get everything back to normal. But then he dropped the bombshell. "Who the hell did this?" he asked, looking me dead in the eyes, and I knew right then that the moment of truth had come. He was about to tell Jake. I could feel my heart drop into my stomach. And now I'm stuck. I don't know how I'm going to face Jake. I don't know how I'm going to explain how I messed everything up when all I wanted to do was help him out. I'm seriously terrified of what's gonna happen when he finds out. I guess the worst part is that I can't even explain myself without sounding like a complete idiot. I thought I was helping, but I'm the reason the whole damn thing's falling apart. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I might have destroyed his business, or that I let myself believe I could fix it when I really have no clue. And now I have to wait for Jake to find out. It's like the worst waiting game ever. So here's the thing, Jake still doesn't know, at least not yet, but Matt. Matt is so close to spilling the beans. Every time I've run into him since that night, he's been giving me these looks. Like he knows, but he's just waiting for the right moment to let Jake know. It's like I'm living on borrowed time. Every second I'm around Jake, I can feel him getting closer to figuring out what happened. I tried to talk to Matt after that whole debacle. I begged him to keep it quiet for just a little longer, to give me a chance to fix it before Jake finds out. I know that sounds pathetic, but I was desperate. Matt's the type to do the right thing, even if it's not what I want to hear. He just gave me this cold stare and said, "You better hope Jake doesn't find out from me. I'm not the one you should be worried about." It felt like he was saying it in some kind of code, but I didn't have time to break it down. I just nodded and pretended like I knew what I was doing. Inside, though, I was falling apart. So yeah, I spent the next few days sweating. Every time I saw Jake, I tried to act normal. I'd ask how things were going with the startup, how the project was moving along, all that casual stuff. But I could tell he was stressed. I mean, the guy, been working himself into the ground. But every time I brought up something to do with work, he'd look at me like I was the last person he wanted to talk to. I kept hoping he'd just forget about the whole thing. But nope, that's not how Jake works. He's way too meticulous for that. I swear if he could, he'd double-check every single line of code in his business himself. And then it happened, the moment I knew it was over. Jake, out of the blue, says, "I'm gonna have Matt come in tomorrow to look at the servers. You know, the usual checkup." I thought my heart literally stopped. Matt?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "You think that's necessary? I mean, it's all been fine recently, right?" Jake didn't even blink. "Yeah, but I've been getting some weird alerts. I just want to make sure everything's solid before we roll out the new update. We can't afford any more issues right now." I had to swallow the lump in my throat. This was it, the moment I'd been dreading. The moment I could feel in my bones was coming. Matt was about to take a look at everything, and he was going to know I was the one who broke it. There's no way he wouldn't figure it out. I've never been more scared in my life. I tried to keep my voice calm, but it was like my entire body was shaking. "You sure Matt's the right guy for the job? I mean, there are other specialists, right?" Jake gave me a sharp look, like he was starting to get suspicious. "Are you trying to tell me something?" No, I stammered, backing off. Just asking." He knew he had to know something was off. The way he looked at me, I could see the wheels turning in his head. But he didn't say anything. Instead, he just nodded and walked off. And now I'm just waiting for the storm to hit. Every minute feels like an hour. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, knowing that any second, Jake could sit me down and demand to know what happened. And when he does, I don't know what I'm gonna say. How do you explain to someone you care about that you messed up their whole life's work? How do you say, "I thought I knew what I was doing, but I did"? I've been trying to fix it. Really, I've been calling people, reading everything I can about the system, but I'm so far over my head at this point, I can't even see the surface anymore. Every solution I find just leads to another problem. I can't fix this, and I'm running out of time. And to make it worse, I can't even talk to my mom about it. She's still in full-blown, supportive mom mode, telling me how proud she is of me for even trying to help Jake out with the business. I don't want to burst her bubble, but I can't lie to her either. She doesn't even know how deep this is. God, what have I done? I'm so scared of what's coming. I've been thinking about running away, just disappearing for a few days until everything blows over. But that's not gonna work. Jake's gonna find out sooner or later, and when he does, there's no escaping the fallout. Anyway, I guess I'm just looking for some advice. How the hell do I fix this? Or do I just come clean and hope Jake doesn't kill me? I don't even know if I deserve forgiveness at this point. Help. Seriously, I don't know what else to do. I swear I've never been this close to a meltdown in my entire life. It's like every day I wake up and feel the weight of the world pressing on my chest. I've been avoiding Jake more than ever, hoping that maybe he'll forget about the server stuff for a while. But I know deep down that's not going to happen. He's too smart, too driven. He's the type to notice the smallest detail that's out of place and the way I've been acting. It's not helping. So the day Matt came in, I thought I was going to puke. I was at the office before Jake, just trying to figure out what I could do to fix it. I tried reconfiguring the system again, but the more I messed with it, the worse it got. I'm honestly amazed I haven't completely lost my mind yet. Every time I sit in front of the computer, I feel like I'm staring at a ticking time bomb. Then Matt walks in, looking like he owns the place, and I know I'm screwed. He's got this smug look on his face like he knows exactly what happened. He walks past me without a word and heads straight to the server room. I can't breathe. I'm packing back and forth in the office, praying to whatever gods exist that Jake doesn't walk in and see me like this. I can already hear the "what the hell did you do?" echoing in my mind. I can't stop thinking about how everything is falling apart and it's all my fault. The worst part is, no one else even knows what happened. I mean, yeah, Matt knows, but he's not the one who's going to be crushed by this. It's Jake, and I've got to face him. When Jake finally walks in that morning, he's all business as usual. He doesn't even acknowledge me at first. It's like we're both avoiding the elephant in the room. He heads straight to the server room and asks Matt how things are looking. I'm standing there just watching them through the glass window in the door. I can't hear their conversation, but I can see their faces. Matt's looking around, poking at things, probably trying to figure out how much damage I've done. Jake is packing, his arms crossed, and I can see that familiar, frustrated look on his face. It's the look I get when I know he's about to get pissed, but he's trying to keep it together. And then, after what feels like forever, Jake finally steps out of the room. I can tell something's wrong. He's not angry yet, but the tension in the air is palpable. He walks over to me, and for a moment, I think I'm going to pass out. I swear, my heart's racing so fast I can barely breathe. "Everything okay?" he asks, like he has no idea what I've done. I just nod. I can't speak. My throat is dry, and I feel like I'm suffocating. Jake narrows his eyes, but then he just sighs. "Matt's gonna fix it," he says, walking past me. It's gonna take a few days to get everything back up to speed, but it's not the end of the world. I can feel the relief flood through me, but then I hear the words I've been dreading. Jake stops in the hallway, turns back and looks at me. You did something, didn't you? I can see it in your face. What the hell happened? And there it is, the moment I knew was coming. I try to play it cool. What? No, I didn't do anything, just helping out, you know. Jake's eyes bore into mine, like he's searching for any sign of guilt. I can't keep the lie up, so I just go for it. Look, I tried to help, I say, my voice shaky. I thought I could fix the server stuff. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I messed it up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to happen. Jake's face doesn't change at first. He just stands there, staring at me like he's trying to process what I said. Then, finally, he exhales, rubbing his temples like he's trying to keep from losing it. There's a long pause. For a moment, I think he's going to snap at me, yell, tell me how much I've ruined everything. But instead, he just nods, like he's already planning his next move. You need to leave the tech stuff to the professionals, okay? Jake says, his voice quieter now. I get that you want to help, but this is my business, and I can't afford any more screw-ups. I nod, feeling like the world's just caved in around me. I'll handle it. You don't need to worry. Jake looks at me for a long moment. I can't just not worry, you know. This is everything I've been working for. You're my sister. But right now, I need to focus on fixing this. So no more tech stuff for you, okay? I swallow hard, barely able to speak. Okay, I'm sorry. So after that conversation with Jake, things didn't go as badly as I'd feared. I thought he was going to blow up, make me feel worse than I already did, or maybe even tell me to leave, but he didn't. He was disappointed for sure, but it wasn't rage. It was more like resignation. Like he already knew things were messed up and he wasn't going to waste time getting angry. Instead, he said, look, I'll take care of it. You don't need to worry. Just don't mess with the tech stuff for a while, okay? And that was it. He wasn't thrilled with me, but he wasn't about to kick me out of the business either. I felt like I'd dodged a bullet. Following days felt like this weird, tense calm. I tried to help where I could, but Jake was pretty much running the show himself now, overseeing Matt's work. I just stayed in the office, trying to focus on the other stuff I could manage. Every now and then, I'd walk by the server room and see Jake and Matt working together, but I didn't dare go in there. I knew my place was on the sidelines now. I guess I should have been relieved that Jake was taking charge again. But honestly, I felt guilty. Like I had failed him in some way, even though he kept telling me it wasn't my fault. Every time I saw him walk past, I felt this weight on my chest. He was still working so hard, and here I was just sitting on the sidelines. Then came the day Matt pulled me aside. He'd been working closely with Jake on fixing everything, and it looked like they were finally getting things back on track. Hey, Matt said, pulling me into the break room. Jake's not mad at you anymore. That caught me off guard. What? Yeah, I know he was upset at first, Matt continued, but he gets it. You tried to help. You didn't mean for it to blow up in your face. He's just glad it wasn't worse, you know. I felt this small bit of relief, like maybe I hadn't totally ruined everything after all. Is he okay with me still being around? I mean, after everything. Matt chuckled. He wouldn't have kept you around if he didn't want you here. But listen, you need to let him take the reins on the business stuff. If you try to jump in again without fully understanding what's going on, it's just going to stress him out. I nodded. That made sense. I knew my limits now. I had to accept that this was Jake's thing, and I needed to step back and just be supportive in other ways. It wasn't easy, but I started to give Jake the space he needed. We had dinner a few times in the following weeks, and he didn't mention the servers at all. We talked about other things, his plans for the future, my work, anything but the mess I'd caused. Slowly, things started to feel normal again, but I could tell Jake still had some distance. And then, one evening, he came into the office, sat down across from me and said, Hey, I just want to thank you for sticking around. I know it wasn't easy for you, and I know it was a huge risk on your part trying to help me out. I appreciate it. I just sat there, stunned. I hadn't expected him to say that. It wasn't much, but it was enough to make me feel like maybe I hadn't ruined everything. I'm sorry for snapping at you before, Jake added. I've put so much into this. It's not just a business, it's my whole life's work. I get it, I said, my voice quiet. I just wanted to help, but I didn't realize how big it was. I messed up. Yeah, but we're fixing it, and that's what matters. I felt this weird mix of relief and regret. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than I had hoped. As for Matt, he kept working with us, and the servers were eventually back up and running smoothly. Jake started trusting me again, but I knew my role now. I stayed out of the tech side and focused on what I could do without breaking things. We never really talked about the disaster again. It was like this unspoken understanding between us that, yeah, things got messed up, but we'd get through it. And we did. I think in the end, I learned a lot about boundaries, about knowing when to step in and when to stay the hell out. As for Jake, well, he's still running the show, but I'm not about to push my luck anymore. I'll let him take the reins, and I'll be here to support him, no matter what. It's crazy, though. One mistake, one moment of thinking I knew better, and I almost lost everything. But now, I think we're in a better place, and I've learned a lot about myself in the process.